warm, made by Fresco. I love this thing.
You could
How are you?
secretly text Laura and act like that's a surprise to me. Like, you should get this for Mike and don't tell him I told you.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Yeah. The holidays will be here before you know it. So, Mike, what do we do? Who are we?
Well, we're Land Geek. I love saying it that way. We're Land Geek.
We're
Because at
Land
one
Geek.
time you were the Land Geek, but then you built this really awesome team of people. So, like, we're Land Geek. I love saying that.
We're
We
all
teach
land
people.
geeks. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely. We invest in raw land. We buy it as crazy as it sounds, 25 cents on the dollar, and then we sell it to people where they can pay us in an affordable way that's super attractive, maybe $100, $200 a month. We get our money back in less than a year. We can redeploy it, buy more land, rinse, repeat, as you like to say, and we could build up passive income. Basically, you have one payment on top of another, and next thing you know, you're paying for your car with your with your land notes. Then you're paying for your mortgage, and then you're paying for, I don't know, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So the goal being the fixed expenses, right, being paid by this passive income.
Yeah, we want to solve the two big problems in life. We want to solve our money problems, but more importantly, we want to solve our time problems. So how do we do that? How do we create enough passive income so we can work when we want, where we want, and with whom we want, so that we can, really move up Maslow's hierarchy of needs into self-actualization and just do what we want to do in life. But if we're constantly hustling and chasing and on this treadmill of just solving money problems, we never get to the point of solving our time problems. And I think it's one of those things that when you see it happen for people, it's like one of the most gratifying things in life. When somebody,
Right.
voxes us or calls us or puts in base camp, hey, I was able to retire my spouse, or hey, I just replaced my income, or hey, it looks wow, I've got over, a $3 million net worth now. In all those things, they provide security, they provide peace of mind. If you got a job like, Paul Brewer or you, that's a little dangerous as a firefighter, right? It's nice to know that if you do, God forbid, do get hurt, like your income's taken care of.
Right.
You know,
Well, it's a unique model, Mark, because it also not only is it incredible in terms of the returns, but I use the words. It's simple. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's easy because it takes, but it's simple enough that you can outsource it and delegate it and remove yourself from these small mundane tasks that have to happen over and over again. So the ability for us to outsource this is really, that's like the really awesome, aside from the returns, the fact that you can literally scale your time by, and we teach people, right? Flight school is a genesis of this, how to be the CEO of your own business, how to manage your employees, how to build something that can be scaled, right? And that's
right?
that's what we teach.
No, absolutely. Because the last thing anybody wants is another job for themselves, and so that's the beauty of flight school is how do you, you know, get the fundamentals down, but then how do you get to that next level and scale it? And flight school is the best place to start for sure. Jason Hoffman says, "Hey, good morning, everyone." I think the howdy gents was Paul Brewer. Melissa Stuker, good morning. It says just as Facebook user, so someone says I now resemble that characterization, Land Geek. So, Mike, tell me about
Yes.
Nightcap. I missed Nightcap. What did we miss?
Um, it was a pretty awesome one, actually. Right at the end, Matt Forbes got a sale on the call, so that was kind of cool. As you know, Matt's been crushing it, and
Yeah,
so that was kind of cool. Um, we talked about it. We were answering a lot of questions. We actually had a fair amount of questions. It's late at night. Well, depending on where in the country you are. Some places maybe not so late, but it was pretty good. I'd have to say. They're all pretty good, right? Sometimes they're a little bit more drinking than whatnot, but that was a solid one. We had a lot of good advice for people, a lot of great questions. We capped it off with that sale that Matt Forbes had at the very end, and it was really awesome. I think, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. How do we get Matt on the call? If I go on Skype and add to call,
Yeah, you just
because
gotta
he's
call
he's
him
on
in.
right now. Matthew Forbes, can you talk? Put in the chat. Fortune 500. He's like, I've got a job. It's like, are you kidding? Let me see.
Oh, he's gonna want to come on here.
Wait, that's Anne Marie. Matthew. He's like, for sure. All right, let's see. All right, how do I add him? Here we go. Add. Done. See if he can jump on. I think I'm doing it right. Anyways, congratulations, Fortune 500. Did I do it right? Is he on?
I don't see him yet.
Did I do it? What did I do wrong? I'm on Skype. Anyways, while I'm trying to figure out these technical difficulties, so what was like the biggest sort of takeaway from Nightcap last night? And if you guys have questions, let us know. And we do have our giveaway as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, I just tried to Skype you. Maybe it won't let me do it. Okay. I'm on Skype. I'm in the chat. Wait. Okay, here we go. And then I figured it out. And then boom, add. Let's see if this works. This should work. But Don Perez is on. All right, it's Fortune 5. See, is he on?
It shows him here.
I see him, but we don't see him. It's coming up.
All right. He's probably just buffering.
Yeah. We're seeing the deal machine, the Landar Queen. Fortune 500, Matthew Forbes. Can't hear you. You gotta put that fancy mic on.
That thing over here.
There it is. Cheers,
How we doing?
brother. Good, man. So tell me about the deal last night. So in real time, you're drinking and doing deals?
Wednesday night.
Well, I don't.
Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
It was Wednesday. I just, sit there and drink, and then magically people buy land and give us money. It's very strange. I still find it odd, but yeah, I happen to get like the Stripe. I have a Zap or a Stripe text me when I get a down payment. It's like the happiest noise in the whole world, and sure enough, there it was. So yeah, sold a lot. Made some good money on it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we thought he was selling a big nightcap. We put his hands up. Oh yeah, it was a good nightcap. No, I got a sale.
Right. So I think this is before even the Matt Forbes days. So Matt, do you remember I used to do like this live thing on Wednesdays where I would open the mail? So I would get back an offer, and in real time, I didn't know what I would get, and so I'd actually open the mail on video and be like, "Oh my gosh, I got an accepted offer, and these are going to be the numbers because we're going to buy it for this and we're going to sell it for this. We've got this much equity," and then sometimes be like, screw you and your horribly low offer. I wish terrible things on you and your health.
Yeah, we did that on Nightcap a couple of times, and every time we did it, like it was one of the three of us opened up good news. Every single time, at least one of us, if not all of us. And we did like the mail. Remember that, Zaina? We did like the mail segment for, 3 weeks before we forgot to keep doing it.
Back the segments.
I love the segments. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the segments.
Like he's like the show, and he throws the cards away like he's David Letterman.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. That's so funny. So, Mike, do you want to do it? Like, you've got an actual offer. Let's see what it is.
So we have switched over a while back to the iPostal. We use iPostal. I know that I think you like Phoenix.
I do. Yeah, I do. I do Phoenix Digital Mailbox because they don't nickel and dime you. It's like this one monthly fee, unlimited scans.
Really?
Yeah, it's really great. It's really cheap. It's like $15 a month.
My traveling mailbox this morning because I'm over like 100 scans a month now.
Wow. Yeah. See, you check out Phoenix Digital Mailbox because they'll send you the mail. They'll open it. They'll scan it, whatever you need, and it's okay. It's a big deal. So you have a Phoenix address. What do you care?
That doesn't matter. I went to Texas because I was selling land in Texas, so it doesn't matter where I am.
Yeah. Peter Zeros, happy Friday.
there was something that Laura is also, I think, a Scott Todd fan, and she's like, yeah, I know Mark does this one, but Scott Todd, I remember him recommending this one, so she went with Team Scott Todd.
Okay, I can tell you, I overpay for everything compared to Scott Todd. Everything I overpay for, but this one service, I'm beating Scott Todd on.
There's a reason, and I don't remember what it is. She's like, and she told me the reason. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I get it, but she handled that, so I don't know.
There's probably some geeky zap that Scott has, embedded, so that he doesn't even have to I'd
like
anything.
to see his zap count. I'd like to see how many zaps fire for him in a given month.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody asked me, what's it called again, Mark Podolsky? So it's PhoenixDigitalMailbox.com. PhoenixDigitalMailbox.com.
I like traveling mailbox. I'm happy with it. But
Yeah, overpay, Matt Forbes.
I mean, okay, hold on. I went from $19 to $25. Am I overpaying? I can't be overpaying. I mean, who cares?
It goes to another thing that Scott would say, not to bring it up again, but done beats perfect. This business is good to just do something, take the action, and then later on you can go in and say, let me do like when they do these quarterly virtual mentorships, and they might at that time say, geez, this is a good time to maybe, but definitely done beats the whole thing. So I would say whether it's yours or mine or the one Matt's using, you pick one, you can always adjust it later, right?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I just like to haze Matt.
Makes sense.
Which,
I
makes
don't
sense.
care.
Right.
I'm a big fan of done is better than good. So, and I set up traveling mailbox in 5 minutes. So they can have my money. That's not, if you're
better than perfect. Done is still good. Done still equals good. But done
equals good.
The saying, we like to mess up sayings in the Landgeek community. The saying is done is better than good. That's the saying.
Done is better than good.
It's not done is better than perfection. We like to, Zano, you mess those up.
See, this is
up another one too. You do. What's the other one that you screw up all the time? It drives me nuts. Oh God, what's the? I forget. It drives me crazy though. I'm like, it's paralysis by overanalysis. That is not the quote. It is just paralysis by analysis.
Paralysis and
there's no over anywhere in there. Doesn't exist.
No over-analysis?
It's just paralysis by analysis. That's it. There's no the over is redundant because it's analysis.
Well, my father gets angry when people say irregardless. It's regardless. There's no ir in front.
Yeah,
it's not. It is regardless.
Wow, what a great English class we're having here.
Really happy my 1 o'clock call didn't show up.
Yeah, same here. Matt's new nickname instead of being Fortune 500 could be Strunken White. And for you English nerds out there, you get the joke.
I don't get it.
See, because you're not an English nerd. But Strunken White wrote a book about grammar. It's like the grammar book.
Strunken White or Pluperfect versus Hoax.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up because I didn't get it either. And I, as my friends in college were in a writing program, so they were getting a Bachelor of Arts in writing, and they'd be like, "You are not a grammar Jedi." That's what they would say. I'd be like, "Fix my paper," and they'd be like, "Dude, you don't you're insane." The best tool ever in the whole world that I pay $100 a year for, Grammarly.
Grammarly, I did the same. It's great.
Fabulous.
It really saves a lot of email embarrassment, any kind of embarrassment, really, grammatically speaking.
I wrote a post for you this morning, and I put it in the Mighty Networks thing. I'd never done that before, and I think Grammarly almost threw up when I put it into Word just to see if it was any good. I'm like, this looks good, and it was like bleh, red, blue, orange. I was like, no, that was not good.
Yeah. All right, we actually do have a question from the community. What responsibilities would be appropriate to give to your first VA?
Intake.
See, everyone loves intake. Mike, do you remember the old days and it used to be the list scrub? It's not even the list scrub anymore. It's intake, right?
Well, that's because Well, so it depends on how you're trying to roll, right? If you're trying to do everything yourself, then list scrubbing is definitely the first. But if you're just going to jump to data tree or something like that and just go pull a list, then the list scrub, it's really, really simple at that point. You're paying for it, but 10 cents a record, like whatever, So
Right.
then intake is the thing that takes all your time.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm on team intake.
Team intake. I'm on team intake as well. I think
Yeah,
that really is going to move the needle for the majority of land geeks coming into this, because that takes so much time. How many times have we talked? I mean, Mike, I know you love talking to people, so it probably doesn't bother you. But by the 1,000th conversation for me, when I was doing everything myself, and I heard the 1,000th story of how they bought the property, when they bought the property, what they wanted to do with the property, it was like, I just want to buy the property. Can I just buy it? And so now the intake manager does that.
Contrary to popular belief, I do have an intake manager. It's just that I do enjoy at times talking to people. I will step in at the appropriate moment should there be somewhat of a tough negotiation or so on and so forth. But I agree with you both saying. It's like, because up until the intake manager, you basically have a governor on the gas pedal for your business. Like, it can only go so far down because you only have so much time that you can allocate to these phone calls. You get an intake manager, there goes the governor, the pedal goes to the floor, and off you go with lots of deal potential.
Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, but Matt, I would still get on with a seller if it was a bulk deal. Would you? I don't know if I've, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like if it, or if it's something that's more interesting. Like if it's an odd one, it's not like I don't talk to sellers, right? But 9 out of 10, 19 out of 20, maybe 29 out of 30, I don't need to be involved in that transaction. It's really straightforward. Like either he can negotiate them down or he can, and either the price is right or it's not, or they want to yell at us. That's like one of the hidden benefits of having an intake guy. Like, you don't see any of that hate mail anymore. Not that you get a lot, but I think for some people it bothers them. Like, it all goes to that person, and they just sort of present deals. I just offered my intake guy 10% on every dollar he saves.
No way.
I was like, look, because his prices went up a little bit, and I was like, I'm not paying that. And he's like, no, it's okay. Okay. Like, all right, fine. Like, fine. I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I'll give you 10%. All right. I'll give you 10% of everything you save. So I'm like, you save $1,000? It's $100. Way more than you were going to make. He's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm like, good. Start saving me money. Start now. Do it now. Because we just got some really juicy offers back in Castilla. So, like, go make it happen.
Let's go. Let's go. By the way, Andrea Miller, good to see you. Love seeing Andrea Miller. She says, good morning, gents. So happy to finally make it to a live coffee talk. So, Mike, Matt, I've got a very important topic that I think we need to discuss. And it's the shifting sands of marketing platform. So right now, it looks like Facebook Marketplace has changed their algorithm. And people who have been posting and been crushing it on Facebook are now getting their accounts. They're going into Facebook jail. And what's interesting now is that Craigslist is sort of coming back.
Come back?
And we're doing deals, and we're hearing our clients are doing more deals, getting more leads now on Craigslist. But it's been a long, I want to say 2019, 2020, it's all been Facebook. We haven't really even talked about Craigslist. And now it's starting to come back. What are you guys seeing out there? And then put in the chat if you're seeing the same thing. Brad Donzie, good morning.
One of our Facebook accounts, for no apparent reason, did go to jail, so I'm thinking you're probably right. It was like there's nothing different happening. Business as usual, and jailbird. Matt?
Yeah. We haven't seen it. We have VAs who now we're super, super specific. So it hasn't happened to us, but we have VAs who post 3 posts a week per account, completely handwritten with a different photo. There's nothing scaled there at all. It's all, and they're like the longer Facebook posts. And we haven't, like, I bought 5 more this morning.
Okay.
If what you're telling me is true, then I may have just wasted some money.
But you're doing it. You're doing it in marketplace, not groups. Marketplace.
Yeah, we've called with them on Monday to see if they're doing groups and then posting it to Marketplace. But, my goal was by the end of November to have 10 Facebook accounts, full-blown Marketplace accounts that get posted in very infrequently compared to the average person and sort of just skate under the radar. But I don't know whether that's going to be the deal. We almost went to jail and was responding to people. And they're even timing the responses now. So if you're like, if you have a text expander, like in your keyboard on your phone, like I have PPPP, and it's this, whoop. It's like, okay, the whole thing. If you do that too fast, then they think you're a bot. Like they're cracking down.
They're cracking down.
Got in trouble for that a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So I don't know if we're flying under the radar or not.
Joel Malfavon wants to know, Matt, where did you buy your accounts?
I have no idea. Talk to my VA.
There you go. I
don't know.
What a lovely CEO answer. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I can ask Ann. She would know. But they're expensive. We bought the ones, like when you buy a Facebook account, you can buy them for like $5 and it's an account. And it's going to get you nowhere. You can buy them for like $25 and they've been around for like a year, but they're in Russia. And they get you nowhere. And then you spend like $50 or whatever, and you get more. The ones that we've bought and have been working, and we'll see if they continue to work, but they're $100 an account.
$100 an account.
It's $100, but they were created years ago. They already have Marketplace installed, right? And so we're just easing into them. We'll do like a post a week, and that's it. And we'll have our VA go into it and look around and like apply to a couple of groups and really try to season the account. But so far, God willing, it's okay. So it's an expensive road to fail. Like the first time we bought it, and then we were so afraid to do anything with it. You have like 3 days to get a hold of the account and then change it to make it yours. And like we waited like 3 weeks out of fear, and then it was gone.
Right.
And there's nothing. They were like, "Sorry, we told you had 3 days." And we're like, "Yeah, we didn't really read the directions. My bad." Yeah. There was $100 learning curve on that. It happens.
Mike Zana, what were you going to say?
I said, who reads directions? Nobody reads directions.
Yeah. Not me.
By the way,
not me.
Speaking of directions, you know what's going on next Friday? A week from today?
Little boot camp action?
Little boot camp action, our second virtual boot camp.
Excited.
I'm excited. Joel Malfavon's putting things in perspective. Joel, thank you. You can't penny pinch your way to wealth. $100 is nothing.
I will say,
to have another marketing channel.
Yeah, Mark, your group, land geekers in general, like as a whole, and I'm not in this category, so I'm not talking about myself. You suck at this. As a group, you suck at this. You're like, I don't think I want to go spend $1.99. That's going to give me all of the information that I'm looking for. I'm going to go bootstrap it and go spend 6 hours and get that. You're like, dude, it's $3. Literally, that program costs $3 a month. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this community, but we tend to get super duper cheap about stuff. Now, there's no reason to spend too much money, but if you can go spend a few dollars to get what you need, it's not going to take you 6 hours. It won't burn you out. Go spend the $3. And I'm on the other side. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, we'll spend the money. Who cares? Let's go. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. Do you agree? I don't think I agree with Matt. I think not. That's not our community. I think our community gets it.
I think so.
I think they want to scale. I think they want to grow. They don't mind investing.
You must have an exclusive group of people that he's referring to.
I think he's thinking of Handsome Rob, who used to be that way, sure, but not anymore.
No, not anymore. No, but like I go to like the VIP room and I'm like, I'll talk to people at boot camp. I've been to 7 of them. Right, and they're like, "Yeah, I was gonna do that, but then I didn't want to spend the money." And that does sound like Rob Burnett, right? Yeah. And I'm like, "What? Like, what are you doing?" Like, "Oh, I don't want to get the premium version of that. It's $5 a month." And they're like, I get nickel and dime. I have all these little things, and I'm like, "I get it, but you just made $7,000 on that property. Like, are you sure?" You sure you can't spend the $5 a month? I don't know. I feel like that's like the mantra. Like, I'm going to do it the cheapest way possible. But the cheapest way possible isn't the cheapest way possible, because you have to include your labor time in it. And therefore, all of that stuff ends up being way too much money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a smart
absolutely.
group of people. That's why they're here. So,
Right. Dawn wants to know, what about the IP address? How does that work when using a purchased Facebook account? She thinks that they have issues being on an island. I know. She's like, poor us. I know. Nobody has any sympathy for you, Dawn, or Racine.
why?
She's in Hawaii. They're in paradise.
So far, all of the posting goes on that computer right there, and that sits on my desk. And so everybody just any teams in from where they are, and then they start posting from there.
Yeah, we're looking at. So I have a Mac Mini that we use exclusively for posting, but I think we're migrating over to like an AWS type of thing to get real
That'll
geeky.
work. I think the value of AWS, because I started in AWS, the value there is nobody ever blocks their IP addresses because it's AWS. Right. So I haven't seen. I mean, I'm sure they do. So I'm sure somebody's going to chime in and be like, "Oh yeah, they do," but it's like there's so much traffic coming out of, because you're in AWS, you're either in the West or you're in the East. There's like 2 giant data locations.
Right.
And so I think that offers a lot of protections on the Foxy Proxy side of the world.
Foxy Proxy.
Yeah. Foxy Proxy.
So Mike Zano, are we giving away lots this today? Is that the giveaway?
Sure.
All right.
Away.
So we're almost at the end of Coffee Talk. And Scott Bossman, whom unfortunately is away on a personal issue, sent me via the what's it called? The random name generator. So if you leave a comment during Nightcap or this, our weekly coffee talks, you go into the name generator to win the giveaway. So this week, the giveaway, and I don't know, he sent me the screenshot, is Keith Forshee. Can everybody see that? Keith Forshee. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Keith. Yeah.
So there you go. Keith, just email support@thelandgeek.com and enjoy looking over Tate's shoulder. If you haven't done that, yeah.
Like Matt's selling some land there, Mark.
Matt's selling, absolutely. So, Mike, before we go, there he is. Heck yeah, I win. Keith Forshee, congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Mike, what's going on with boot camp? Why should people come to boot camp this weekend?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I'll give one is the magic is always conveyed in the story, and we have some really good stories that get conveyed. And I think it gives the average person who's starting out, so because they may listen to someone on these coffee talks or whatever show, podcast, like, well, yeah, they've been doing it for years. But then we have people that have been doing it for a few months, a year, and you get to hear their perspective, hear the dips they went through, how they overcame them, the accomplishments they've had, the success. And it's really it's a very honest depiction of what it's like to work yourself up in this business. And I think it gives hope, those stories. So that alone, aside from all the amazing content, those few segments themselves, I think, are just such high value, have such high value.
Yeah, absolutely. I love just the immersiveness of it. I mean, it's 2.5 days of just, training and, going through the entire process step by step and then slowing it down, getting your questions answered. And what I find interesting is, compared to live, the virtual, it allows the shyer people to just put in the chat their question instead of having, someone as obnoxious as myself, calling you out live at an event with that,
I like that
microphone. I mean, Matt likes it.
I enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it.
No, the front row, because they're like, oh, here comes Mark with the microphone.
Right.
By day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Here it is. First virtual boot camp was awesome. Total kickstart. So hopefully you're in and you're already registered. Just go to landgeek.com. I'll put it in here /bootcamp. And all you need to do is be in either flight school or have the toolkit. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then schedule a call with Mike or Scott and just go to thelandgeek.com/training to learn more. So I'll put that in here too.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think when is the next flight school?
28th.
28th. So 12 more days to get into flight school. If you know, there's really nothing better than going up that mountain of land investing with Scott Todd, who's done it thousands of times, doing it with your class, keeping you accountable. You're doing it in real time with your class. It's very, very different feeling and experience than the toolkit doing it on your own. And plus, we have this crazy guarantee that your tuition's not gonna cost you anything anyways, because you're gonna make it back in either cash or enterprise value 180 days or less. So learn more. landgeek.com/training. That's my coffee talk plug. Matt Forbes, you're loving it.
I love it. It's like exactly how you sound when I listen to your podcast, except you're right there.
Yeah,
Funny.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, anything else, guys, before we end?
Nope. I would say I put a note that you're not going to talk about now, but I put a note into the Mighty Networks thing I posted this morning. It was my very first post. If you have any thoughts around boot camp or doing this business, spend 2 minutes and read my post.
There it is.
That's all I'll say.
All right.
Go read it.
Awesome. Dawn had an issue. Did you contact support, Dawn? She had a snafu with LG Pass today. They need to get a promissory note completed. It cannot get to work. Had to meet the customer. It was very stressful. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine who meets customers anymore. Dawn. There's a customer in Hawaii? That's cool.
Customers everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, that would be stressful. The nightcap is now called Coffee Talk on YouTube. Oh, that's
weird.
That's I think that's a restream issue, Peter.
Yeah. We were called Nightcap, or we were called Coffee Talk the other day. Yeah. That's right.
Because we're definitely not drinking coffee.
Now that is not coffee, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That is usually whiskey.
That's an Irish coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That?
That's
Weird
nightcap.
noise.
What happened?
I don't know. Like I'm into so many different applications on my 6 screens that like I hear weird dings. I don't know where that was from. I have no idea.
It was like a Santa.
It was like
Right.
a ding. It was like a strange ding that I've never heard before. I don't know.
All right, but Dawn said that support couldn't help for some reason. Hopefully, we're gonna get this fixed for you. But she got the sale. Of course, she did.
There you go.
The Land Arb Queen. Before we end, Mike Zano, Brad Donzi has a request.
Yes.
Would you please give us directions to the Boston car park in your native tongue? I think that's a good way. I think it's a good way to end coffee talk.
It seems fair. It only
Seems
seems
fair.
fair.
Huh? You
Where do you park your car?
The park the car over there. Oh, you in the the Harvard yard?
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Proper way.
Calls with me, like we're having a great call, talking about a bit, and like, oh yeah, I got one more thing before we go. Could you say park the car? I'm like, what?
What?
Very.
Yeah. How funny was Bill Burr on SNL?
That is. He went out on a limb, Mark, but boy, was he funny.
He did go out on a big limb, didn't he?
I haven't seen the response to what he did, but he definitely pulled no punches.
In the audience, I don't remember like getting big laughs out of it. It was a little uncomfortable.
Yes, I'm doing it.
He's like,
He
I'm
was in
doing
the
it.
commercial for me,
Oh,
the commercial. He's in that one too. He's the guy that's beating up his kid.
Yeah.
He
commercial.
doesn't care. That guy's I didn't know who you were talking about. Now that I see his face, that guy is hilarious.
Yeah.
He does not care.
He
I'm gonna
does
go in
not
7
care.
minutes. I'm gonna go watch it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he's on Joe Rogan a lot as well.
Yeah, he
They're
is
like,
on Joe
they're
Rogan
like,
a lot.
Yeah, they're like buddies.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks everybody. Congratulations to Keith Forshee, and big thank you to you, Zen Master, Mike Zano, and Impromptu, Fortune 500 Forbes. What a treat! What a treat!
Okay.
Seeing
My
both
bad.
you guys just makes my coffee taste so much better. And thank you to everyone being on here live. All right, we are going to do this together. 1,
Yes.
2, 3. Let freedom ring.
Matt's like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Matt's like, really?
I mouthed it perfectly. Thank you.
It was great. It was great.
Thanks. I get that a lot.
All right. Hopefully, so next week we will not be having coffee talk because we will be in virtual boot camp. So we'll see everybody
Join us.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Boot camp.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.